Hello, hi. So we are already discussed the six measures. So which was as a part of the Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan Part 1. So the first six measures are related to the what micro, small, medium enterprises. Now again the seventh, eighth measures are related to the what Employment Provident Fund Scheme. So right, this Employment Provident Fund Scheme. What is the new measures announced under the Employment Provident Fund Scheme? Already Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana scheme is there, which was announced in the announced in the earlier. So in order to protect the people from the what impact of the coronavirus. So for the March, April, May month 2020, that is a scheme announced that Provident Fund scheme is announced comes under the what Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana. Now we will discuss what is this scheme. So generally, whenever the employee joins in any company, so he is eligible for the what he is eligible for to get the what provident fund. How the provident fund will get? So the provident fund is contributed by generally. So that company owner, that is the employer. So who is providing the employment, that is known as what employer. So employer will provide the 12% of the contribution on the basic salary, and the 12% on the basic salary contributed by the what employee. So both, so owner and the what servant, both will contribute 12% and the 12% generally. This was the original rule. So right, original rule everywhere it is applicable, including government and the private institutions also. So this was the 12% and 12%. But now, so due to the lockdown effect, that is completely all the companies are closed. The companies are not running, and even servants also, employers also not going to their offices, right, with few exceptions. So in this condition, what is the government of India announced that in the March month under the Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana, so that government of India said that so instead of the employers, how much employers contribution 12% to the provident fund. So employer contribute 12% and employee contribution is a 12%. The government of India stated that. So at present that the companies are not running. At present the companies are not running. So that's why, so whatever the contribution is there, that is a 24% of the contribution, that is the employer plus what employee contribution is there. So that will be completely, so for the March month and April month and May of the 2020 will be provided by the what government of India only. So on the behalf of the employer, on the behalf of the employee, the 24% will be contributed by the government of India for the 3 months, March month and April month and the May month. So that was a generally, so that is the option given in the March month. Now what is the government of India said that we are extending the lockdown, so till even, so May 31st, till the May 31st we are extended the lockdown, and there is slow recovery of the economy in the June, July, August month also. Now what the government of India stating that now we are extending extra 3 months also same, which means the 12% of the employer and 12% of the employee. So that is the 24% will be contributed by the government for the next 3 months also, that is the June, July and August. Earlier it was stated that it was applicable only for the 3 months, March and April, May month, and now it was stating that even we are applicable, we are applying the same principle for the June, July and August, which means 6 months. For the 6 months there is no need to pay the employer and there is no need to pay the what employee, that is 24% is completely contributed by the what, so that government of India only. On 24% is calculate on which one, so that is a basic salary. So the 24% is that basic salary is contributed to the what employment provident fund. So this was a new announcement, and the government of India for this relief, that the 2500 crore rupees will be spending the government of India, which will benefit the what, so 3.67 lakh crores establishment and the 72 lakh employees. So it is going to benefit the what 72 lakh employees, right? So under the Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana, they are announced for the 3 months, March, April and May. Now they are extended for the what June, July also. That is how much percentage? 24%. That is any, originally these are contributed by whom? Employer 12% and employer. And from the September month onwards, again it was a regular process. After the September month onwards, and 12% automatically by employer and 12% is by employee. That is a normal condition will be restored. So from the April month, from the September month, that will be the assumption of the government. After restoration of the normal condition, then the normal principle will apply. Now this is the exceptional principle. So that's why that they extending that this is the incurring the cost to the what 2500 crore to the what government of India. So this was the recent announcement under the so Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan part 1 and 7th measure. And next one, EPF contribution is reduced for the what business house. EPF contribution is reduced for the what business house And next one, what is that? Business was worker for the 3 months, and which costing the what 6750 crores of the liquidity support. Now the question is, what is this employer contribution is reduced? What is mean? Generally, already I said in the seventh principle that employee should contribute the 12% and employer should be contribute the what 12% generally. So every month from on basic salary, and that will be given to the employer. That will be given to the employee at the time of the what retirement. Generally, that we call what provident fund. Now, what is the government of India stating that for the 3 months, for the 3 months, next upcoming 3 months, whatever the 3 months are there, June, July, August month, for the next 3 months, we are reducing the contribution of the employment provident fund from 12% to the what 10% for the next 3 months, which means so there is no need to contribute the what 3 months. That is a 12% to the what 10% contribution. So that is reduced from the 12% to the 10%, that is reduced by the government of India for the what next 3 months. But however, that government that is a public sector companies and state public sector companies will contribute the 12% for the what employees contribution, and this scheme will be applicable for the workers who are not eligible for the what 24% of the EPF support under the Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana and its extension. So what is the 24% of the EPF support Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana and its extension? Already explained in the 7th point. So who does not come under the 7th point and they are eligible under this one, for them the employment contribution is the only 10%, which means reduced how much percent? 2%, which means the 2% will be used by the what employee. So that is the extra amount of the so money they will get in the salary, that is the 2% is not contributing to the what employment provident, but then 2% goes to where? 2% goes to the what employee can use that money to purchase the goods and services, then automatically economy may revive. So how much amount of the fund is releasing? Almost 6,750 crores of the liquidity support to the what employees, because when we are reducing the provident fund amount, then automatically less amount will be contributed by the what employee. Then less amount being contributed by the employee means then more money available to him within in hand in the form of the what cash. So that was the next measure. So that is applicable for the what 6,000, that is 6.5 lakhs of the establishment. Almost it will benefit the what 4.3 crores of the employees will be going to benefit from this one, right? That is the second one. And the two measures are announced for the what non-banking financial companies, financial institutions, and housing financial companies. So for the what is this measure? 30 crores of the special liquidity scheme for the what NBFCs and the housing financial companies and the micro financial institutions. What they are saying, government of India will launch the 30 crore rupees of the special liquidity scheme. Special liquidity scheme, so to raise the money in the debt markets. See, the two words are there, you need to understand here. So that is 30 crore rupees of the special liquidity scheme, and to raise the money in the debt market. Debt market means so generally banks or any institutions, right? Now under this scheme, the investment will be made in the both primary and second market transactions in the investment grade papers of the NBFCs, HCFCs, MFICs. Now we will supplement the RBI and government measures to augment liquidity. Securities will be fully guaranteed by the government of India. Right now we will see that what is this one. Now whatever the NBFCs are there, NBFCs, so non-banking financial companies generally we will see in the construction of the roads, in the construction of the tunnels, in the construction of the railways. For these non-banking financial companies will provide the loans. HFCs means housing financial company, that will provide the loans for the what construction of the houses, and microfinancial institution will provide the what very small amount of the loan starting in the what 50,000, 20,000, right, like that. So that is just microfinancial institutions. Three institutions are there. Now these three institutions are now facing the money, because these are the three institutions which plays a very important role, that microfinancial institutions or HFEs and NBFCs are playing a very important role in the development of the economy. If the NBFCs have the money, then automatically that money will be given for the what infrastructure development, or otherwise NBFCs also lend the loans to what micro, small, medium enterprises, or NBFCs also lend the loans to what normal people to purchase a vehicle, like that. So that is economy will boost if the NBFCs or HFCs or microfinancial institutions are having the money. But these three institutions are not having the money due to the what lockdown now. So that's why the government of India want to inject the 30,000 crore rupees of the special liquidity scheme to these financial institutions. The question is that, so from where these NBFCs and HFCs and microfinancial institutions are going to get the money? The answer is the 30,000 crore rupees are going to get from the so public sector banks. So how public sector banks will lend the loans to these organizations, that NBFCs and HFCs and micro financial institutions should submit their bond paper. So that is here, that is a new term we are hearing, investment grade debt paper. That investment grade debt paper is issued by whom? Non-banking financial companies and HFCs and micro financial institutions. So that is debt paper, we are taking the debt, that is they are writing that we are taking the debt for the which purpose? Investment purpose. So that's why the investment grade debt paper means we are borrowing the money for the what? Investment. So that is a general meaning. So the investment grade papers will issued by whom? NBFCs, HFCs and micro financial institutions, and these grade papers will be submitted to the what? So public sector banks, and public sector banks in turn will provide the loans to the what? NBFCs and HFCs and the what? Micro financial institutions, right? So for example, assume that Muthoot Finance is there. Muthoot Finance is the NBFCs. Muthoot Finance is submitted the what? One bond paper, debt paper with the worth of the 1,000 crore rupees to the State Bank of India. Then the State Bank of India will provide the what? Loans to the what? Muthoot Finance, and Muthoot Finance will start the business with the 1,000 crore rupees, and after some time it will pay again back to the what? State Bank of India. This is a general procedure, right? So how much amount of the money we are going to invest in the form of these debt papers is the 30,000 crore rupees, right? So that was right, and it will be supplement to the what? RBI and government measures, and means RBI and government also announced some of the measures, and this is the extra measure we are taking, 30,000 crore rupees, and don't confuse under this meaning, right? Now this will provide the liquidity support to the NBFCs, HFCs, micro financial institutions and the what? Mutual funds, and to create the confidence in the what? Market, right? These 30,000 crore rupees of the schemes whatever is there, and this is applicable to these three NBFCs, HFCs, microfinancial institutions and the what? Mutual funds. For all these, this scheme is applicable, right? So this is a important question for the examination, special investment scheme for NBFCs. And again the second again one more measure also there for the same measure, again the NBFCs. And earlier so we are seen that the ninth point is that 30,000 crore rupees for the what? This one. Now again we have the 45,000 crore rupees of the what? Partial credit guarantee scheme 2.0. So this is 2.0 means what? That is the second time this is they are announcing the scheme, but first time the partial credit guarantee scheme, that is the PCG, partial credit guarantee scheme, first time announced in the December 2019. So that was the task is over. This is the second time. So again the government of India providing the partial credit guarantee scheme for the what? NBFCs. That's why they are known as what? 2.0. So already first one is over in the what? Almost December 2019. So in the 2.0, how much fund they are funding? That 45,000 crore rupees are they are funding. Now what is this scheme? 45,000 crore rupees of the fund. Now NBFCs and microfinance institutions and MFIs. And initially see here what is the difference between this third point and the ninth point and the 10th point. Here the see 30,000 crore rupees of the special liquidity fund scheme for the NBFCs and SCFCs, micro financial institution, and they will submit the what? One bond debt paper from to the banks, and banks will lend the how much amount of the loan? 30,000 crore rupees of the loans to the what? These three institutions, right? This was a normal process. But here so if you observe the 10th point very clearly, so NBFCs, HFCs, microfinance institutions are the same in the 9th point and the 10th point. But you need to understand here that, so here the one more point is there, low credit rating will require liquidity to do the fresh lending to the what? Micro, small, medium enterprises and the individuals. That is means the NBFCs and the housing finance companies and micro financial institutions which are low credit rating, which means they are that much standard companies. These are the very less standard companies, that's why we are calling the low credit companies. These low credit companies also get the loans for the how much percentage, that we will discuss. So this low credit guarantee company, why means some of, if you for example take the Muthoot Finance is there. Muthoot Finance is a very strong company, so the automatically they will pay the what? Loan to the what? So loan to the bank from where it has taken the loan. And some assume that some other company, Alchemist company is there. Alchemist company is the what? Not well company. So that Alchemist company may pay, may not pay the loan to the what? Bank, even after taking the loan from the what? SBI after completion of the what? Some period of the time. So if the Alchemist companies are not paying the loan, then Alchemist company is declared as a what? Low credit low rating agency, or low creditor rating non-banking financial company. So low credit rating non-financial company. So that's why the government of India stated that, so we will provide the 45,000 crore rupees for the what partial credit guarantee scheme, which means all these NBFCs, housing financial companies and microfinancial institutions which are having the what low credit rating. Please try to understand. Ninth point we are discussing. Ninth point is, that is a general point, that is everyone is eligible. But in the 10th point, it is eligible only for the what low credit rating. So NBFCs and HFCs, microfinancial institutions which are having the low credit rating, which means their credit data is not well. So that's why the government of India providing the support to them. Why we need to provide the support? If the NBFCs and HFCs are not providing the support, then automatically that will show the impact on the micro, small, medium enterprises and individuals who are taking the loans, like that. So that's why in order to protect the micro, small, medium enterprises and the individuals, even though these companies are low credit rating, but still government of India providing the what 45,000 crore rupees as a partial credit guarantee scheme 2.0. Now, how the government going to implement this scheme? For example, assume that this particular NBFC is there. That assume that, so that one NBFC is there. That NBFC has taken the loan from the SBI with the worth of the 2,000 crore rupees from the SBI, and 2,000 crore rupees of the loan taken by the what this company. Okay, 2,000 crore rupees NBFC. So then afterwards, so then in the NBFC has to pay the loan to the what SBI. But if the NBFC has paid to the loan to the SBI, so that how much amount of the percentage is guarantee given by the government of India is that is only 20% of the loss will be borne by the guarantee, that is what government of India. So that NBFC has taken the loan from the SBI. NBFC and the what SBI both are there, and both are NBFC and the SBI are there. So NBFC has taken the loan from the SBI, and the guarantee is provided by the what government of India. But government of India providing guarantee for the how much percentage of the loss? Only 20% of the loss. In order to bear this 20% of the loss of NBFC and 20% losses of the HFC and 20% loss of the MFI, the government of India allocated how much? 45,000 crore rupees of the fund. That's why, that is what it is not it is complete, it is not providing the 100% guarantee. It providing only what partial guarantee. Credit means what? Loan. So that is a partial loan guarantee. What is this partial? What indicating? Partial means how much? 20% of the loss only. 20% of the loss will be borne by the what guarantor, that is what government of India. So in case of these people are unable to pay the what loan, which people? NBFC, HFCs, microfinancial institution. If these people are unable to pay the loan, so then 20% of the loss will be beared by the what? So government of India only. For this purpose, that is a 45,000 crore rupees of the 45,000 crore rupees are allowed under the what partial credit guarantee scheme. Generally, these MSFIs, NBFCs will pay the loan, but generally in case of any losses occur to the banks, then 20% will be beared by the what government of India. Yeah, that is the point here. So and to whom it was providing? It was providing to the NBFCs, HFCs and MFS with what? Low credit rating agencies. That is important here, right? And next one is the discoms. So generally when the power is produced in anywhere in India, there are three steps are there in the power. One is the power generation, and the power transmission, and the power distribution. So power generation, Genco we call. Power transmission, Transco, transmission companies. And discoms means what? Distribution companies. So power will be generated by one company, that will be transmitted by one company, and again it will distributed to the industries and domestic consumption by the what? Discom companies. Discom companies means what? That is a distribution companies, right? There are three steps are there, right? Okay, that was number one point. So discom, right? So now power is generating and transmitting and the distributing, that is a number one. But distribution companies will collect the money from the where? So these households, so normal people, we pay the money to the whom? So discom companies only. And again discom company will pay the money to the what? Genco plus Transco companies. Genco means generation companies and Transco means transmission companies. So the discom companies will collect the from the what? Individuals households, and that will pay the money back to the what? So this Genco and the Transco. That was a general procedure, right? But today, due to the lockdown condition, the industries are not running, and that completely the sudden drop of the what? The demand for the what? Power. There is a complete drop of the what? Demand for the power. Then automatically the discoms, the distribution companies are what? Facing the what? Financial crisis of the what? 94,000 crore rupees. 90,000 crore rupees, and these 94,000 crore rupees are paid to the so this is here discoms. So unprecedented cash flow problem accentuated by the what demand reduction due to the what so COVID-19. The discoms are payable to the what power generation and transmission companies, that is the 94,000 crore rupees, that is the distribution companies are so payable to the what power generation and transmission companies, that is what 94,000 crore rupees are payable. But now there is no demand for the why this amount is compiled, because of that so sudden reduction of the demand due to the COVID-19. So because power generation, power transmission is there, but the distribution is not there because industries are not running. That's why these distribution companies are facing the losses. So that's why so the government of India decided that so we will 90,000 crore rupees of the money will be given to the what discoms, right? So 90,000 crore rupees of the money will be given to the what discoms, but the guarantee should be given by the what that respective state government. The guarantee should be given by the what respective state government. Loans to be given against the what state guarantees. So loan will be given to the discount companies. How much? 90,000 crores. These 90,000 crores will go to the where power generation companies and power transmission company, because there is a sudden drop in the what demand reduction of the what. That's why these people are not getting the any loan, and that also, and for the March and April and the May months there is no power bills are generated in anywhere, right? So only that is hardly 20 to 30% of the people are paid the current bill now. So that is most of the 70% of the people are not paid the current bill in the March and May, April and May, and that is one problem. And the second problem is the sudden drop of the what complete that power demand. So that's why the government of India said that I will provide the 90,000 crore rupees as the loan to the what discom. Discoms will take this loan and it will pay to the what power generation companies and power transmission companies. And again, so this government of India said that I will not provide freely. I will provide only if the state government is use the what guarantee. State government should give the guarantee to the discoms. So then only I will provide the what how much amount 90,000 crore rupees of the what loan. So that is, then again the discoms has to the pay the government of India after some period of the time, whenever the people will pay the so these current bills, and whenever there is a reduction increasing of the demand for the industrial activity, then automatically discoms will get the what profits, and again discoms will pay back to the what government of India. This is not free, this is only loan we are providing, so only for the temporary period of the time. So right, so this was the so 90,000 crore rupees of the liquidity to the what discoms. And relief to the contractor, extension of the up to the what 6 months without cost of the contractor. Generally we will write, so that is the railways, roadways, and whatever the departments generally will give the contract to the persons, but due to the so shortage of the labor and shortage of the raw material due to the complete lockdown, the government of India said that we are extending to the all the projects to the what 6 months relief to the what contractors. There is no force on the contractors because we already know that so completely due to the lockdown, so all projects are halted. So that's why government of India said that so we are extending the 6 months to complete the whatever the projects allocated by the government of India to the different contractors. That is the relief to the contractor for the what next 6 months. For example, they have to complete the project in the March month, but they are now supposed to complete the March in next 6 months of the extension is given. They are supposed to complete in the March month, but March month onwards there is continuous lockdown. So that's why they are extended to the what 6 months now from May month onwards, right? That is a very simple. And next, extension to the registration of the complete and data of the real estate projects under the what RERA. RERA stands for Real Estate Regulating Authority, RERA. RERA stands for Real Estate Regulating Authority, right? So generally whenever we are constructing, whenever we are purchasing the any flat or any house in any flat in the any apartment, big apartments, so generally big apartments are the tall apartments are constructed by the what big companies, and these companies generally what take the advances from the customers, and after that they will not complete the entire construction of the building within the given time frame. They will say that I will complete this project in the so within the 1 year. You need to pay the 30% as a advance, then only we will complete like that. So the who are interested to purchase the apartment, and from them they will collect at least 30 to 40% of the initial charges. But generally what happening in India, they are not completing the within the time. So that's why government of India, so they brought the this act, this one. this authority, that is a real estate regulating authority. This real estate regulating authority will protect the what, so both the consumers and the custom consumers who are consumers who are purchasing the what, so apartments like that, right? There are separate issue is there. But now what is the government of India saying that, so this real estate authorities, whatever the Minister of the Housing advises the state government regulatory authorities to following up, treat to COVID-19 as a what, force majeure under the what, RERA. What is this force majeure means? Force majeure means it is a French word which means the things which are the beyond the human control. Whatever the things are there, the things are the beyond the human control. They cannot be controlled by the human. So that's why that word is used a lot. Force majeure. Force majeure means that things are beyond the human control. So that's why so that whatever the apartments are there, whatever the big projects are there, they are not going to complete in the and they are not going to complete in the given period of the time due to the what, lockdown. So that's why the government of India said that we are again extending the what, 6 months of the time. So in 6 months of the time, and you complete the entire construction and submit, and it is handed over to the what, customers who are the paid money in that particular apartment. So that is the only issue here, right? So that is a, so 6 months of the time extension, and regulatory authorities may extend this period another 3 months if they are needed. Generally 6 months is they extended. Within the 6 months if not completed, then they are extended into the what, 3 months, and these 6 months from the what, May month onwards, right? And again the, so that is a 50,000 crore rupees of the what, liquidity, so through the what, tax deduction at the source, right, and tax collection at the what, source, both are same only, right? This scheme is applicable for the what, non-salaries, not for the salaries payment. This is for the what, non-salary specified payments, that is payments of the contract and professional fees, interest, rent, dividend, commission, brokerage, these type of all they are, this is not the salary, these are the what, some fees. So that's why these TDS at the source or tax collection at the source is reduced by the 25% of the what, existing rate, 25% of the existing rate, and this is eligible only for the what, non-salary, not for the salaried specified payment. This is eligible only for the what, non-salaried specified payments made to the what, residents, made to the what, resident. So that is a non-salaried specified payments. Resident means who are living in the India. So that is a non-salaried specified payments, right? Non-salaried. So this type of, the interest is the salary, yeah? No. And rent is salary? No. Dividend is salary. Dividend means profits. Profits are salary? No. So they are some type of the earnings. They are not considering as what, salary. So all these are eligible for the what? So reduction of the what, 25% of the what, existing rates. So interest will have some. Now generally most of the people don't know what is the tax deduction at the source. For example, I paid the fee of the what, 10,000 rupees. I paid the fee of the 10,000 rupees, and the tax deduction at the source is the what, 2%. 2%. Then the government of India 2%. Now it is on the 2%. How much they are reducing? 25%. Now they are reduced 2%. That is now I need to pay the what, 1.75%. And this reduction will applicable from the what, 31st March 2021. That is what, so April 1st of the 2020 to the what, March 31st of the 2021 for this financial year. And this measure will releases benefit the what, 50,000 crore rupees to the means they are completely reduced, means that is a saving to the what, persons who are so tax deduction at the source for the what, non-salaries. In simple logic, when we are paying the fee, when we are paying the interest rate or when paying the rent, so through the online generally or any other payment, so automatically there will be some tax will be cut. The tax is reduced how much? 25%. And other tax measures, that is what, income tax return file date is extended to the what, 30th November, and tax audit is extended to the what, so 31st October 2020 from the September. And these are the normal measures only and not required for examination. And date of assessment of the getting married 30th September to the this 31st, this one. And again the period of the Vivad Se Vishwas scheme making payment without additional amount will be extended to the what, 31st 2020. Vivad Se Vishwas scheme, so this is the what, settlement of the direct tax disputes, and already there is a video is there in our channel, you can watch. So video, that complete video of the Vivad Se Vishwas scheme is there. Please watch that video, you will understand. And that date is extended to the what, 31st December 2020. And this is the complete 15 points of the, so this Vivad Se Vishwas scheme, not Vivad Se Vishwas, Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan part 1, right? And some of the measures taken by the RBI also. so this is not required. So already two videos are there, whatever the measures taken by the RBI, you can check that videos also. Reduction in the cash reserve ratio, targeted long-term repo operation, targeted long-term repo operations 2.0, and reduction of this increasing of the MSF facility, and NABARD should be 50,000 crore rupees, special liquidity fund to the what, so these mutual funds. So already the separate videos are there, you can check that videos, right? And Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana, again separate video also there, you can check that video. This is already announced in the March and April months.